The first and important foundational department is called meditation, the science of meditation, Dhyana Shastra. So meditation, it forms the very foundation for the spiritual growth. Because when you are with your eyes closed, when you are doing sadhana, you're practicing meditation, what happens is you're going into your inner journey to understand who you are. You are stopping your monkey mind, the thoughts, incessant thoughts which goes on and on and on. You stop that monkey thoughts and you dwell in the inner world, the world where it is totally still and calm, quiet. Then you can have a deep insights about who you really are. I tell you one anecdote from life of Buddha. Buddha had several disciples. His whole life he dedicated himself to teach meditation. He was going on bare feet and village to village, thousands of villages he covered in his lifetime, and thousands and thousands and thousands of students learned meditation from Buddha. One student, one disciple, he is not able to succeed in his meditation practice. He asked Buddha, even after whatever you said, I did that practice. You asked me to observe my breathing with eyes closed. I was doing it, but my monkey mind is going on, and I have millions of thoughts. I'm more stressful now after meditation. What should I do? What is truly meditation? How to stop this monkey mind? And Buddha said, instead of answering him directly, he said, come with me. Anyway, I have to go to this village to teach meditation. Come, on the way I will answer you. So he was walking along the path, and they have come across one tree, a big tree. It's a sunny afternoon, so they were taking rest under this shelter of the tree. And nearby there was a pond. Buddha said, I am very, very thirsty right now. Can you please bring me some water for me? And the disciple went to fetch the water. And within a minute, he came back, rushing back to Buddha. Oh, Buddha Bhagavan, oh Master, you asked me to bring water. You know what happened? When I looked at the water, water is full of mud. It's not clear. And I'm trying to get the clear water, but it's not possible. So I'm sorry. Buddha said, go and sit there, wait and watch. For 1 hour, wait and watch that water which is muddy, and report to me after an hour. If you find the clear water, then you can bring me. So the disciple went again. He sat there near the pond, waiting for the water to settle down. All the dirt, dust, particles, all that, everything to settle down, it took more than an hour. He was patiently waiting and not disturbing the water, because even if he throws a stone pebble, the mud will again rise. The water again becomes muddy. So he waited and waited for an hour, more than an hour, 1.5 hours. Then he came back with the water in a beautiful leaf. He brought it and gave to Buddha. Buddha drank that water. How could you bring the clear water now? There's no dirt in this. How could you do it? How could you succeed it? What did you learn from it? And disciple understood why Buddha has given this specific task to this disciple. Oh Buddha, oh Bhagavan Buddha, oh Master, you are such a wonderful teacher. You made me to learn how to observe without reacting, patiently. The water settled itself. The dirt settled down completely. All the surface layers became very clear. I need to now observe in meditation also. I need to have patience. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, he said. There, in front of Buddha, he sat in meditation for the next 1 hour. He was succeeding. He was successful in that. So, dear friends, meditation, dhyan from Bharat Desh, this is a great contribution to the world. Our rishis, yogis, many masters from the Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, even Satya Yuga, many yugas back, they have given this knowledge. These practices were already given in many scriptures. If we open the Bhagavad Gita, it's nothing but the 5th chapter, which is nothing but completely about meditation. 5th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna is asking Arjuna to practice meditation. Be a yogi. Abhyas karo. Practice, practice, practice. You do meditation practice. Dhyana yogi bano. Then you will know, you will understand who you are and what you are and what is the purpose of life. So friends, in Quantum Life Institute, this is the most important department, the very first one, and where we explore, understand about the depths and heights and peaks and breadths, length and breadth of the meditation, the whole science of meditation. Because meditation is not superstition. It's nothing to do with the puja, stotra, japa. It's nothing to do with it. So in one shloka, in Valmiki Maharshi said, in Uttar Ramayana, he said, Puja koti samam stotram, stotra koti samam japam, japa koti samam dhyanam, dhyana koti manolayam. 1 crore pujas are equivalent to stotra. 1 crore stotras that you do is equivalent to japa. 1 crore japas are equivalent to meditation practice. And with meditation, the manolayam will happen. Mind ceases, mind stops. You achieve stillness of the mind. Adi Shankaracharya ji, Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya said, Nischala chitte jivan mukti. So when you achieve Nischala chittam, when the mind becomes still, the self is liberated. Jivan Mukta state we achieve. Jivan Mukta state is nothing but enlightened state of being, awakened state, where you know who you are. So dear friends, meditation is such an important element of everyone's life. It's like food, shelter, clothes, and how certain basic needs are there for every human being. Meditation is also very essential need, because it forms your foundation. How you can conduct yourself, how you can live yourself. If without knowing who you are, what we can do in this world. The majority of suffering is because we do not know who we are. We do not know what we want to do in life. We have so many options available in life, and we try out this one, that one, that one. We do not know who we are and what we want to do in life. The first thing any human being need to do after their physical needs are fulfilled, there's a food, there's a nice home for you, there's enough comfortable life for you, then spring into spiritual path. Know yourself, who you are. If you go to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, he never given a big lecture on spirituality. He only said to anyone, know yourself. Who are you? He said only one question he said to people, who are you? Who are you? Know yourself. Know yourself. So the whole science of meditation is nothing but science of enlightenment. How can we be enlightened without knowing ourselves, without practicing meditation?